If you're still paying Apple to get extra storage on your Mac or your iPhone, or in general if you're using like any slower SSDs, then you need to stop, because I found something that is faster, cheaper, and way more practical to use on your everyday basis, and I really wish I knew about this way sooner. Let's talk about it. So as you already know, Apple tends to charge way more for their storage options for their MacBook Air, Pro, Mac Mini, and as you can see here, if you go for 2TB version for your MacBook Air, it's almost same as another MacBook Air, so you could actually buy 2 Macs for the price of one. I don't really recommend going for that, and one of the workaround that people used to go for is by using external SSDs, and these storage options are way cheaper than what Apple offers actually. But one of the major pain point of using this in your workflow is, let's say if you're like doing any Final Cut Pro, or like you're working with anything that has a constant data transfer workflow, then you need something that has a higher read and write speed. So for that, this is good, but it's not that great, and you might start to see a lot of lag, especially when I use my Final Cut Pro while I'm editing, because I have all my file locations stored in the external SSD, so I work straight from this, because for my MacBook Air I only have 256 GB storage, so I don't really work directly from my Mac storage anytime. This is the NVMe SSD enclosure. Now, this might sound complicated to you at first, as it is to a lot of people, but this channel is all about making everyday tech simple, and I'm just going to simplify what this is and how you can set it up one for yourself without going into any technical details like read and write speed. Now, this specific model is made by Zyke, and they sent this product to me. Turns out this is exactly what I needed in my workflow. So here's how it works. What you can do is just go online, go to Amazon. You can just search for the external SSD, which doesn't look like either one of these or this, but instead it just looks like really thin SSDs that you can put in your own like PC or like your PlayStation 5. Just get one of those, and what you can do after that is, once you have that, you can pretty much place that small SSD right here in the enclosure. So that way it kind of makes your setup cheaper than Apple. And you might think that, hey, it's not actually as small as one of these or one of the Samsung ones, but just if you compare them two together, and if speed is something that you care about in your workflow, then you're going to need this. Because if I just put everything in perspective, then these SSDs can give you write speeds up to 500 Mbps, and this depends on which SSD you go for. It can go up to almost 6000 Mbps. And just looking at the Zyke's website here, they are claiming that if you're using Thunderbolt 3, then you can get read and write speeds up to almost 3.8 gigabytes per second and 3.1 gigabytes per second, which, if I put that in perspective, if you have 1 terabyte of storage that you are trying to transfer, it's going to take about 5 minutes in order to transfer from one place to another. And I feel like a lot of people might already know about what this is, but they just feel not to go for it because they just think that the process of setting this whole thing up is complicated, but it's actually not. Let me show you. All you have to do is take this, open this enclosure like this, and inside of there, you just take one of your SSDs and just place it in this gap right here and press it down like that, and just kind of like rotate 90 degrees this small thing that you see, just to lock the SSD into the place. And it's like, once you do that, all you have to do is just close this top part and you're pretty much good to go, and just connect this cable, and that's it. It's not complicated. Once you set it up, you do not have to touch it. Now, it also has a heat dissipation feature as well. So on the other side of this enclosure, all you have to do is just peel off this blue plastic from the top, and you get this kind of like a heat dissipation thing. I don't really know what it exactly called, but it feels kind of like, rubbery smooth material, and that kind of gives better thermal performance to your SSD. so you don't have to worry about if it gets hot or not. So again, if you ask me who is this for, I would say if you are someone who has a workflow where you are working remotely, or you need some like external storage where you can work directly off of it. So if you're using like After Effects or Final Cut Pro or any software that needs quicker data transfer speed, where you are constantly pulling things and using assets directly from the external storage, I think that's where this thing really shines over these other ones. Now, if you own like a Mac Mini for yourself, then there's also videos out there where you can actually open the back and put one of these external SSDs in order to upgrade from their base model to like whatever 4 terabyte or 2 terabyte. You can actually do all of that thing, and there's also a ton of videos, and I'll put all those videos in the link if you are interested. But you know, not a lot of people really want to go through that hassle, because if you do mess anything up while doing it, Apple kind of revokes your warranty and you can't really do anything with it. So if you're not really trying to open the thing and just trying to upgrade your storage directly inside, and you still want higher storage but do not want to pay the Apple price, then I think this is your best solution so far. And if this is too big for you in your setup, then I have something that is even more portable than this. So this is a really mini portable extended storage from Zyke, and this is a 1 terabyte version, and pretty much it's really small. So you can use this, throw this anywhere in your bag if you're traveling, and use it wherever you want. And especially if you're using your iPhone to shoot a lot of stuff, and if you're into like shooting ProRes log and you don't want to use your iPhone storage to store all of that file, all you have to do is you can just connect this to your iPhone, and now you have external storage, and that way it also allows you to, you know, record ProRes log directly into this external storage. So I think, yeah, this is a really great portable solution if you are going for and just you want to quickly dump all of your things onto something and you don't want to carry something big. If you don't want to use it right underneath on your phone like that, then you can actually use one of that extension cables like this, and you can connect this cable right there, and that way it also has a magnet in the back, so it kind of like sticks on the back of your iPhone, and you're good to go. So you can keep shooting just like that. And just to be clear, it's not going to have a same read and write speed as of this, because you know, this is a bigger body, it has bigger just thermals and everything, but it's still good speeds. In terms of overall storage options, they have 256, 512, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte as well. Now, mainly my videos revolves around making everything simplified. So I tend to not speak about like any tech specs because you know that just makes everything much more complicated. So yeah, I just stay away from all of that. But if you're still interested to know the numbers, I'm just going to put all of that on the screen now, so you can pause it and check it out for yourself. And if you got anything out of this video, give a like and subscribe, and also check out these other videos that I think you will also enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.